Hi, and welcome to my Creating Innovative Uses of Technology project. My name is Sean Pecklow. I'm a middle school social studies teacher at St. Patrick's White Lake in Michigan. And here's what my lessons are. My two lessons will consist of for the creation project. Lesson number one is using an innovative piece of technology called Powtoon to provide digital storytelling through the use of video, voiceovers, and images to my students about the Bill of Rights in the United States of America. I'll show you guys a little bit more later on of what Powtoon is, how to create one, where you can upload it to, so on and so forth. The rationale for lesson one, for the first unit, I created a number of Powtoon videos that break down the Bill of Rights through digital storytelling of videos, images, and voiceovers of myself to ease students into learning and memorizing the Bill of Rights. I believe that these are things that they'll have to know throughout the rest of their lives, and if they don't know their rights, they aren't showing that they understand what it means to be an American citizen. The description for lesson plan one is provide digital storytelling using Powtoon to explain and describe to my students what the Bill of Rights are. You'll be using Powtoon to watch videos of specific rights that citizens of the United States are guaranteed. Hear short lectures by me on what each of the rights mean to U.S. citizens, and also be given information through text on how these rights were debated and agreed upon. Students will answer discussion questions, be given short quizzes and tests, and also participate in mock trials as well within the classroom over rights that they have. The good thing about Powtoon is that these videos will be accessible through YouTube. I can embed them and post them to YouTube, so that's another avenue that the students can have access to in addition to the website Powtoon. Technology used, it's a website that allows teachers to create digital and animated presentations for students within their classroom. Students in my school are given personal laptops or personal iPads that the school has provided for every classroom. And students can also use their cell phone as well, because the video presentation will be uploaded for them on YouTube to watch. Skills that teachers need for this lesson. This is a very animated website. The design aspect is the most critical on basically how the teacher wants to set it up. Whether they want to use specific backgrounds, videos, images, and providing links for students is also, I feel, critical with this lesson as well. And the last thing is knowing how to embed the video onto YouTube so that students have another avenue to access it. For my students, the need to use of how to use a computer, iPad, or their phone if they want to access the videos at home, like I mentioned earlier. They need to have good reading and listening skills. This is critical when working on this in the classroom, because they're going to be working on their own. And it's my third point. They got to be able to avoid distractions. The teacher will be walking around. I will be. And if they need to check for understanding, they may pause this video at any time to go back and check for understanding. So we're going to jump over to Powtoon. Okay, this is your blank presentation screen for what you can do. Students are going to be given 2 amendments each day. So day 1 would be first and second, day 2, third, and fourth, so on and so forth. They're going to log into Powtoon or YouTube, whatever one they prefer, to watch the video. And they'll be asked to complete the daily lesson of the 2 amendments that are listed in the Bill of Rights. They'll be asked questions within class that go along with what they've learned on a daily basis. And another thing, like I said earlier, is we're going to have mock trials at the end that base off of these 10 basic rights that every citizen in the United States is guaranteed. They will be tested at the end of each unit within the classroom. This is a little bit different from what I'm going to be creating with the flipped classroom using Edmodo. I'll show you guys about that in just a few minutes. So with this presentation, you guys can see what you guys can create, the things that the design aspect of it, sound. You can add your voiceover here as a teacher. I feel that's critical, especially when putting up notes on there You can basically kind of explain a little bit more in depth as well. Media, you can upload media. You can use backgrounds for animation. Characters, I feel this is going to be extremely vital for students in younger grades as well as older, but more younger, because it'll draw a lot of the students' attention to that. So here's an example, just the background that I created for this one. As I said, each day will consist of 2 amendments that they will be learning about. And as I jump back to my advantages and disadvantages for this lesson, complex subject matters can be broken down into smaller parts for students to understand much easier, that being the Bill of Rights. The voiceover by me, I can explain and break down text a lot easier. And they can access it wherever they go as long as they have internet. Pause and rewind in the presentation, I feel, because they're going to be asked to memorize and know the Bill of Rights. So this is a good way of doing that with this lesson using Powtoon. Disadvantages of this lesson: the time limit on the free presentation are only 5 to 7 minutes long. Will I be able to fit all the information that I want within the allotted time period? You can purchase more time if your school would like to, or you would like to. And the other thing was, what if the students don't have access to internet and want to check for understanding using this website? And even with a good to 5 to 7 minute presentation, with that, you can show a lot of videos, you can have lectures, you can link them to something else, and that could be part of the presentation. So disadvantage could also be an advantage, because you can have many accesses to video, media, sound by yourself. Effective strategies: visual learners will do well with this lesson, as well as verbal learners. Digital storytelling is another effective strategy that I feel is used. And also informational literacy. This information has to be well presented in a form that will not confuse the student. There's a lot of information being thrown at them on a daily basis. Got to keep it straight and to the point and not wandering off in different directions. And finally, transferring this lesson, you can share with other teachers via the internet. I feel that's a great way to get information out there. It's very interactive, student-friendly. Students would benefit in the younger grades. I don't feel that it would translate with subject content in one specific school, maybe unless 2 teachers are teaching the same topic, that might help. But nonetheless, it's a great tool for students and teachers to use, and I feel that my students will greatly enjoy this year. All right, we're back to lesson 2, using Edmodo to flip the classroom for the unit in our social studies classroom on the Revolutionary War between the United States and Great Britain. Now, the rationale unit will be designed as a flipped classroom, so students will be working at home. We'll also have the general classroom setting as well. Be able to provide feedback for them, reinforce anything that they struggle with while working away from the classroom. Students will watch videos on important battles, listen to the micro lectures that I have created that'll break down important topics, and they will also respond to discussion board posts, which I can comment and reply on as well, and take short mini quizzes throughout the unit right on Edmodo. The description, it will involve flipping the classroom, and that comes with distance learning for students because they will have to complete all the lessons at home on their own. They'll be using Edmodo to read articles, as I said, watching videos, participating in discussion board posts with classmates, and taking short quizzes at the end of each day to check for understanding. Students will also have the ability to message me for feedback if they have any questions. Technology students will use, they need to have steady internet connection at home, access to a computer or iPad to log into Edmodo, and the Edmodo application they could also use as well, but I would not recommend that when completing the work. It will allow for students to complete assignments with due dates, take tests and quizzes, watch videos, participate in discussion board posts, and again, direct contact with me if they have a question. Skills teachers need. Teachers can watch tutorials on this on how to use Edmodo.com. Fairly simple and easy to use and navigate once they get going. They'll need to know where to post assignments, discussion board topics, how to create quizzes and tests, and also how to upload and embed videos for which my students will use for the lesson that they're about to learn about. And I'll show you guys a little bit about that in just a few minutes. Skills required for students. I will go through step by step of how to log into Edmodo. To be giving a access code as well, and then directed where to go for individual assignments, discussion board posts, videos, so on and so forth. And the good thing about Edmodo is they already have a grasp of the website before they even use it, because it is very similar to Facebook, which a lot of my students already have and use. Okay, so let's come back to Edmodo. So what we have here is where I can type in a note saying, how are you today, or what did you feel was the most important about this battle? Okay, and then I can post that, and then students can respond accordingly. Okay, so I click post, and then they can reply right down here on the discussion board post. Another good thing is we have assignments. Okay, I can type an assignment, say quiz on the Battle of Bunker Hill. And I can select this assignment after its due date, basically describe it, and then I will basically put it right there. The quiz will be right here. I can create the quiz with questions, type of question I want to create, true and false, multiple choice. It's another good thing is we jump back to this. This is going to be the most critical part, I feel, with the folders. It'll have the daily parts that we're going to learn about. Day 1 would be the early battles of the Revolutionary War. Day 2, why the United States declared independence from Great Britain. Day 3 would be the struggles the United States faced during the middle stages of the Revolutionary War. 4 would be the decisive battles that helped the United States defeat Great Britain. And 5 would be the outcome of the Revolutionary War. So that's a good thing about it. Having all the information in the folders, students know exactly where to go. So I'll have day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5. Students, all I have to do for this is share the class code or invite them by email. I can do that, but they will be given a class code. Okay, they'll know what's due for them. Okay, they'll also be able to have their grades updated periodically throughout using this website. Okay, so we jump back to the advantages of this lesson. The main advantage, students prepare them for the future when they go to college or university. Students who are struggling will get valuable class time with me if all their work is not done. Students can also work ahead if they have other assignments for them, and then the teacher can focus on the needs of the struggling students. Disadvantages, some may struggle because they don't have the best internet access at home, and unfortunately there's nothing the school can do about that. Deadlines are important because they're going to have to meet those every day. And falling behind, the teacher will have to catch that student up, and then that throws off the timing of everything. Distance learning is one of the strategies that's included when the students use Edmodo. Collaboration among students, especially with the discussion board post, because I want to hear everyone's opinions on that, what they felt, and so on and so forth. Auditory, visual, and verbal learners will also benefit from the use of Edmodo because all 3 learning styles will be affected in some form or fashion. Transfer, yes, it can be transferred to other teachers' subject content into different school settings. Multiple classes can be shared on this, so teachers can work together. You can have the ability to upload pages at any time, display their classroom, and have all the pages in one specific location, so a student doesn't have to go to another website, click for information. Also, announcements, important dates for any occasion can also be shown here, and parents won't have trouble finding the information that is relevant to their child. So these are the 2 lessons that I created using Edmodo and Powtoon. I hope you enjoyed my presentation on this. If you have any questions, email me or let me know in the discussion board post. I hope you enjoyed it, and I can't wait to use these innovative forms of technology in my classroom in the future.